kindergartners, it's math workbook time. So could you please take out your math workbooks and turn to page 12 in your math workbooks. Mr. Gallagher was super nice and gave me his math workbook so that I could use this one instead of the copies that I was using before. Turning to page 12. And on that page, you should see some geometry shapes. Geometry shapes. Oh, I almost forgot. We're going to need some tools. Our pencil. And then would you also take out your markers or crayons, your choice. We're going to be using some color in a few of our pages today. So turning to this page, once you have your tools out, if you need to pause the video really quick to get your tools out, go ahead. Okay, and looking down at the bottom, I see the page number 12, 1, 2, and then I'm seeing some geometry shapes. I'm seeing 2 shapes in the middle. What are you noticing about these shapes? What are some things that you're noticing? Yeah, I'm hearing a couple of good things. Oh yeah, right. I'm seeing some 2D shapes. 2D, I heard this one is a, which shape? Circle. And this one is a, which shape? Triangle, right. So I'm seeing some 2D shapes in the middle. Thinking back, getting some geometry review. We have our 2D shapes. What are you noticing about the shapes around the perimeter of the page? Are those 2D or 3D shapes? Right, 3D shapes. So we have some 2D shapes and some 3D shapes. I wonder what we're going to be doing on this page. We are going to be comparing shapes like we've been doing before. We've been comparing objects like their height, their width, how much their capacity, so how much they can hold of something. We talked about some objects hold more water than other objects. And we're going to be comparing these geometry shapes today and putting them into groups. We're going to be classifying them. Excuse me, classifying. Let's say classifying 3 times. Classifying, classifying, classifying. Press it so it sticks. Classifying means we're going to be finding similar things about them and grouping them together or sorting them. So when we look at this picture, we're seeing a lot of little black dots. Those are going to help us. They're kind of like labeling lines. They're going to help us draw our labeling lines to show that certain objects, certain of these 3D objects could fit into one of these boxes. So if we looked, let's look at this one first. Do you think this shape, this 3D shape, is similar to a circle or a triangle? You think this is a triangular prism? Do you think this triangular prism is more similar to this object? No. To this object? Right. It looks like a triangle. So we would take our marker or crayon and draw a line from this dot to this dot. You know what I'm thinking? I'm seeing this shape is which color? Right, this is a circle that is yellow. And this one is it's a triangle that is blue. So every time we see an object that looks like a triangle, let's use our blue marker or crayon. And every time we see an object that looks like a circle, let's use a yellow marker or crayon. So could you please take out your blue and your yellow marker or crayon? Blue and our yellow. Got mine ready to go. And then when we were looking at our page, we saw, or let's start with this one. We just use this one as an example. Looking at this, where would we draw a line to? Would we draw it to this one? For the soccer ball, would we draw a line to the triangle or the circle? Tell me which one. Right, the circle. Would you take your yellow marker or crayon and draw a line from the soccer ball to the circle? Nice. Okay, I think we're ready. Now looking at the next object, what is this? What does this look like? Right, an orange. Do you think this orange is more like a triangle or a circle? Which one do you think? Right, I'm hearing lots of circles. Right, this looks very similar to a circle. It is round. It has the characteristic that a circle has. That means it's round. They have the same characteristic. Characteristic means something that it is. So a characteristic of this circle would be that it's yellow and then it's round. Characteristic of this orange is that it's orange and that it's round. So these objects are both round. So we can draw a line from here to here. Would you do that now, please, with your yellow? Yellow line. Okay, we did the first two. Now looking at this one, we already talked about this. Is this going to be a line to the triangle or a line to the circle? Right, it looks like the triangle. So would you use your blue marker or crayon and draw a line from the triangle to the sandwich? Like that. Great. Okay, let's do one more together. Looking at this object, what is this? What object are we seeing right here? Right, a balloon. So, does this object have the same characteristics as, or look like the shape, the triangle or the circle? Right, if we were doing it by color, we would put the line from the balloon to the triangle, but we're doing it by what object or which shape it looks like. So we would do it to the circle, right? Balloon to the circle. So take out your yellow and draw a balloon, or draw a yellow line from the balloon to the circle. Great. Okay, I'm going to let you all complete the last two. You decide where does the sign, which object or which shape does the sign point to, and then which object would you draw your line to, which shape, sorry, I keep saying object, which shape would you draw your line from the circle, or from the circle to the sun, or from the triangle to the sun? You decide. Okay, and we're going to move on to the next page. So you can either pause the video right now and finish, or you can do it after we're done with the video. Your choice. But now we're looking at page 13 in our book. Looking at page 13. Okay, same kind of thing. We see two bigger squares in the middle, and then some smaller squares with different things inside. So this one has more than one shape in the bigger boxes. What are you noticing? What are the differences between these two? Looking at those two, what are we noticing that's the differences? We need to have something that's different so that we can draw a line from the objects in the littler boxes to sort them into these boxes. What are we noticing that's different? Tell me, what are we noticing? Oh, yeah? Right. These shapes are smaller than these shapes. These shapes are smaller than these shapes. So these shapes are bigger than these shapes. We used our comparison words. Something is bigger than something else. Okay, so when we're looking at these objects around the perimeter of our page, we're seeing I'm seeing some humans and some birds. So let's look at the first picture. Is this a bigger human or a smaller human? Think of it this way. Is this an adult or a baby? Right, it's an adult. So do you think it would have the same, or we would sort it into this box or this box with the bigger objects or with the smaller shapes? Right, the bigger shapes, because this is a bigger human. So we would draw a line over here. What shapes, or which colors should we use? Let's use purple and green. Our purple line will be our bigger things, our bigger objects or humans and birds. And then our green will be the smaller things that we are sorting. So green and purple. Purple we said is bigger, and we just said the first person, the first thing in this box is an adult human. So we would draw a line from this little black circle to this black circle. Drawing a line all the way across the page to show this human goes into the bigger box. Okay, now looking at the next one, do you think this is a bigger bird or a smaller bird? A bigger bird or a smaller bird? You can look at the size inside the box, thinking about, you can also look at the other pictures and seeing if you see anything different or the same about the other birds. What do you see? What do you think this one would go into? Bigger or smaller? Right, bigger. So we need our purple again. Because if you look down at the bottom of your math workbook, there's another bird, which is a lot smaller. But that's looking ahead. We're not there yet. Let's look at this one. Is this a bigger human or a smaller human? Bigger human or a smaller human? Right, it's a smaller human because it's a baby. It's a lot smaller. Say we can see this one is smaller. The baby is smaller than the adult. And the adult is bigger than the baby. So we need to get out our green. Green, so we put a line from the baby's little black dot to the smaller shapes square. Just like that. Nice work. Okay, so now we can come down here. We already looked ahead. Did we say this was a smaller bird or a bigger bird? Which one did we say? Right, smaller. So we need our green. Green, small bird to the smaller shapes. Okay, I think you got the hang of it. Now, would you please complete these two for me on your own? You can either pause the video or do it now, but we are going to turn the page and do the next page together. Turning the page to page 14. Turning the page to 14. I'm seeing the same kind of thing. We just did this. But now, what are you noticing that is different between these two squares? What are you noticing about the shapes in this box and this box? What about this box? What are you noticing? Right, they're all yellow. What are you noticing about this box? They're all red. Do you notice a different size between the shapes? No, they're the same size. Do you notice different shapes in the boxes? No, they're the same shapes. But we did notice that they're different colors. So now we need to look at the objects around the perimeter and find which color is this? Yellow. What about this color? Red. Very nice. So now we need to look around the perimeter and sort and match the objects. We need to match the sun. Which square would we match it to? Which one? Right, the yellow one. So we're gonna take out our yellow and red markers this time because we're sorting them by color. We're sorting them by yellow and red. So we need yellow and red. Got my yellow and red out. We already said the first one is the sun. Okay, so then we draw a line to this one? No. Okay, do we draw a line to this one? Right. So taking out our yellow, drawing a line. Okay. Does your page look like mine? Very nice. Okay, next one, we see this bird. Is it going to this one? No. Does it go into this one? Right, we already have our yellow out. Yellow, please. Our next object, point to which box this object should go into. I'm seeing everyone pointing to this one. Red, that means we need our red marker to sort the hat into the matching red color square, just like that. Okay, last one we're gonna do together is this one, this cherry. Should it go into this one? No. Should it go into this one? Yeah, right. So we need a red line to go from this dot all the way up to this dot. Drawing our red line. Just like that. Okay, complete these two by yourself. Finish those up. And you can pause that and do that now or do that after the video is done, your choice. But we're now gonna do our last workbook page. Looking at this, it looks really familiar. We've already done this. So I'm gonna help you figure out which things we need to sort, but I'm gonna let you do this one on your own. So looking at this, what are the things that we notice about these two boxes? What's different about these two boxes? Remember, we have to sort them into two different things. Yeah, I'm hearing a couple. Oh, ooh, interesting. What else are we noticing? Right. I'm seeing some stripes on these shapes and some kind of like, what would you call this? What are some ways that we could say this? Right, I was thinking checkers too, a checkered print. So we have stripes, so lines going one way, and this one we have lines going two different ways. So looking at our objects, I'm seeing some stripes and some checkers in our pictures. Looking around the perimeter, I want you to complete this one by yourself, remembering to draw a line from the object to which box you think that it matches. Okay, have fun, and I will see you in a little bit. Nice work, everyone. Thanks for working with me. Bye.